Diana left the Bella Rosa leasing office. She turned left out of the door. Building number 27 was her destination. According to the gal in the office, she'd walk west till the street turned south. It was 3/4 of the way to the back of the property. Her apartment was on the top floor. Energized by the sights and smells of the desert, she made quick work of the walk. There it was. Home, she thought as she walked up the stairs, unlocked the door, then entered. It was a 2-bed, 2-bath apartment that had an assigned 1-vehicle garage. Directly inside the door was a dining room that flowed to the right into the living room, with the laundry closet next to the entryway. Patio doors at the end of the living room opened onto a balcony. She'd check that out later. The kitchen was on the other side of the dining room. Down a hall from the kitchen was the second smaller bedroom on her right, with a full-size bath on her left. The doorway to the master bedroom opened into the hall at the end. She stepped in, found the ensuite as well as a second area called the retreat. She snorted at the big walk-in closet. She'd never have enough clothes to fill it. There were 2 reasons why. The first was she despised shopping, and the second was now that she could work from home, she would not dress up to sit at her computer. Now for the tour of the balcony. She walked back up the hall, turned left to cross the empty living room. She slid the blinds back to let some light in. Wow! She breathed as she unlocked the sliding glass door. She stepped outside to stare at the 2 things she loved most in the world: the desert with its breathtaking beauty, and Interstate 17. Diana opened a door to her left. It was a narrow room with a water heater. Next to it was a storage closet with plenty of room to put boxes, shelves, or a combination of both. The balcony also had a ceiling fan, which she thought was nice. There was plenty of room to put a table with a couple of chairs. Interstate 17 was a constant roar. She stood out there and soaked in the beauty as well as the warm desert sun. Her headache disappeared. It was confirmation, she told herself, that she had done the right thing. If Slade disagreed, she'd have to deal with it. If she had to do it over, she continued her silent conversation with herself. She wouldn't wait this long to come back, but better late than never. Across the interstate, she spotted a U-Haul dealer. She could walk over there using a sidewalk along the overpass. A small rental truck would do nicely for the things she could carry up the stairs by herself. She'd need to buy furniture from a place that offered delivery. She used her phone to find a furniture store close by with free local delivery. She ordered a desk, queen-size bed with a frame, and an executive office chair identical to the one she had in New York. One recliner for reading in. She didn't need a bureau. She would place the clothes she folded on a shelf in her closet. She had to make a couple of changes to her selection just to get things in stock they could deliver. The delivery time was set for 10 the next morning. 4 hours later, she had groceries, cleaning supplies, and household items lugged up the stairs and dumped in a pile on her dining room floor. Diana decided to return the small truck right away, then walk where she wanted to go. She stopped at Del Taco for a late afternoon snack. As she left there, she continued past a convenience store to a small strip mall. She saw a sign in the window of a beauty salon. Walk-ins welcome. A haircut sounded nice. She pushed the door open. She recognized the first person from the gang when she stepped in. Bonnie Crane stood at the second chair on the right. She had the same blonde hair piled up into a 2-inch bun on top of her head. The years of riding on the back of Hank Butler's motorcycle, combined with cigarettes, left her face lined with wrinkles. Her voice was dramatically lower with that smoker's rasp. Diana was next in line. A woman named Tina invited her back. Bonnie studied Diana for a minute, then went back to her customer. She continued her conversation. Diana explained in a quiet voice what she wanted. Bring her hair up from her waist to the base of her neck. Layer it, then cut bangs to lay close to her eyes. Tina suggested a shampoo. Once Diana was in her chair, she closed her eyes to discourage any conversation. Tina caught the hint and obliged. Tina had just combed hair over Diana's face to mark the length of the bangs when Hank walked in. He motioned Bonnie to come outside for a brief conversation. When she came back in, Diana watched her closely. Had she been warned Diana sat in her salon at that very minute? Or had Bonnie alerted Hank she was there? Or had they discussed something else entirely different? Bonnie apologized to her customer. She explained her boyfriend was leaving her the car. He had to attend some business down in Phoenix. Diana breathed a sigh of relief. It was close to 6 o'clock when she unlocked the door to her apartment, her energy gone. She closed the door behind her, bolted the deadbolt, then stared at her little home. There was still a small mountain of sacks full of things she needed to find places for. At least they were no longer in the middle of the room, but lined up against a wall out of the way. Tomorrow, she yawned. Tonight, she would open a bottle of beer, go outside to watch the sunset. As the second swallow of beer slid down her throat, she realized Slade had not alerted the gang about her move to Arizona. That wasn't necessarily good news, but she couldn't wrap her head around what it did mean. She was convinced he knew and should operate under that assumption. She'd keep her head down and let him come to her if he wanted to. Her mind went back to Jessie's file. Something was unsettling about the way she had filled it out and returned it. Diana wondered exactly who had filled it out. Had Jessie? That wouldn't be typical, she didn't think. Normally the manager or assistant handled attorney and agent interactions. Movie stars didn't have the time to tackle that kind of paperwork. She walked into her apartment. There'd be no answers tonight. There would probably be no answers tomorrow either, unless she could get up and talk with Jessie on location. Her motorcycle was coming in the morning. She'd have to get it tuned up so it wouldn't be tomorrow. Her shower was fast. She picked a spot on the master bedroom floor to lay out her sheets and blankets. Hopefully, her bed would arrive in the morning. She got it made, then slid between the covers. The open window let in the cool night air. She didn't know what tomorrow would bring. What she did know, as her eyes drifted closed, was that whatever it was, she could tackle it. She was home for now. That was all that mattered.